The presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, has received the blessing of Afenifere Leader Reuben Fasoranti ahead of the 2023 presidential election. Fasoranti and other leaders of the Southwest at a meeting in Akure, the Ondo State capital, wished Asiwaju Tinubu well as he embarks on the presidential race. Asiwaju Tinubu at the meeting presented his work plan before leaders of the Southwest, where he promised to effect the desired change for a new Nigeria. The meeting in Akure was held at the residence of the leader of the Afenifere, Chief Fasoranti, and was attended by many leaders from the Southwest, including the governor of Ekiti State, Abayomi Oyebanji, Deputy Governor of Ondo State, and other prominent Yoruba leaders.
Nigeria can survive its unity. Because before then, there are so many of them who wanted Buhari to be convened. They wanted him to anoint somebody else. He said no. Even on the night of the primary, some of them are still putting on the pressure cooker. He said no. Let this thing go on.
Presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, there. Now, members of the Ansarudeen Society in Kaduna have charged citizens on the need to vote for credible leaders who can bring sustainable development to Nigeria. They also encouraged Nigerians to vote the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, saying he has the leadership qualities required to move Nigeria to greater heights. Chief Press Secretary to Ondo State Governor Ismail Omipidon, who was a special guest, made this call at the annual memorial lecture in honor of the former chairman of Ansarudeen Society in Kaduna. Mr. Omipidon further explains that among the frontline presidential candidates vying for the presidency, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu stands out as the most competent.
Look at Lagos, look at Borno. There are signposts of how a state should be properly run. And if these people have discharged themselves creditably well in the states where they have had opportunity to govern, I believe very strongly that they will do well as our leaders in Nigeria. So I encourage Nigerians to please vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu.
So talking politics, the Labour Party has flagged off its presidential campaign in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital. Presidential candidate of the party, Mr. Peter Obi, who spoke at the gathering, assured supporters that his team has solutions to the myriad of challenges bedeviling the country. Godwin Agwam reports.
Thousands of supporters of Labour Party gathered in Lafia, the capital of Nasarawa State. They are here for the official flag-off of the presidential campaign. Their chants, dancing, and songs reflects their true commitment for the party. The presidential candidate of the party restates his commitment to provide solutions to the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians.
I assure you, farmers will go back to farm. Farmers will go back to farm because we're going to deal with insecurity. We will deal with insecurity. We will support farmers. We will support youth. The more youth are put out of poverty, the more we reduce criminality.
He also expressed concern about the flood disaster that is ravaging most parts of the country.
I assure you, if we come into power, we will solve the flooding problem. We are not going to do it overnight, but we'll start solving it.
party chieftains have a strong conviction that an eventual win for the party would bring about a better Nigeria.
If we really want this change, we must go back to our villages. We must all go back to our polling units and show people that logo of Papa, Mama, Pipi. And when I go tell them, say, this one na Peter Obi party. The party that has the answer.
Nigeria really is lucky to have Peter Obi and Yusuf Babadeti to be putting themselves up in this sacrificial role to lead Nigeria in this very difficult time. You can clearly hear from the snippets of his mind as he spoke. This is a rally, and therefore it's not a debate for him to lay out details, but you can hear him address the needs of the people. You can hear him address the needs of the geographic area in which he was.
The presidential campaign flag-off has paved the way for the party to commence campaigns across the country and canvass support from Nigerians. Godwin Agwam, TVC News, Lafayette.
The vice presidential candidate of New Nigeria People's Party, Isaac Idahosa, says that digital newspaper owners of Nigeria should not be partisan in disseminating information to the public. He says this at a forum of Society of Digital Newspaper Owners of Nigeria, themed Nigeria's Security Architecture and Digital News Reportage. The event had in attendance representatives of different security agencies who are saddled with the responsibility of keeping law and order to discuss the way forward to the different security issues bewildering the nation with the 2023 general election getting closer.
The digital practitioners to have conscience and sincereness of purpose, never to be partisan, to be able to know what the source of their news is so as not to mislead Nigerians. We must be able to have a monitoring system in place to be able to know where the news is coming from. So if it's not coming from like this kind of an organization, it must be taken with a pinch of salt.
2023 election is just one of those activities that will throw up a leadership for the good governance of the country. But in taking that decision, we must interrogate all the candidates and see which one falls within the line of our aspirations, both at the individual level, at the collective level, and at the aggregate level. Because in the final analysis, a good follower is as good as the leadership they choose, and a good leader is as good as the followership that are ready to interrogate whatever he does.
Bringing in all the security apparatus that are supposed to be part of the monitoring of the election. When you have a free and fair election, people don't understand the meaning of free and fair. It does not mean it's a just election, but fair, and people have freedom to express themselves. And it can only happen when we feel secured, and that is where we are. Security goes beyond freedom. There is talk about social security, there is talk about financial security, there is even talk about religious security.